Side Scrollers is brought to you by you. If you'd like to support the show, head over to patreon.com/sidescrollers. It's time for Side Scrollers on youtube.com. With me, Stuttering Craig. You got a goal? Go get it. Adam Krigler.
Hi, buddy.
Blab.
Hi, chat. I love you. Mwah.
And producer extraordinaire, Travis Key.
Hi, guys.
And brought to you by you, the G2 community at patreon.com/sidescrollers. And now, broadcasting from our homes, it's time for the #1 gaming and entertainment podcast on planet Earth. It's time for Side Scrollers.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh, welcome on out to Side Scrollers on youtube.com and rumble.com and twitch.tv. What's going on, everybody? Hey, I'm Stuttering Craig. Welcome to the #1 video game and entertainment podcast on planet Earth. It's Side Scrollers. Good to see everybody. Hopefully you had a great weekend, ready for a big week. So much to talk about. Coming off lots of travel last week. We're ready to go. We got the entire crew in today, including Travis Keys. Hello, Travis. How are you?
I'm here.
Travis? He's hanging out. We're going to keep him in the background today, Travis. Hello, buddy. Blabs has joined us. Hello, Blabs.
Hi, happy May. Let me do it. It's gonna be May. Okay, I'm done.
Is that a Backstreet Boys reference?
No.
It's going to be May.
That's not Backstreet Boys. It's all right.
Is that
We're
JT?
moving on. We're done.
JT?
It's fine.
In sync?
I was dressed all spring-like, and it's pouring rain, and now I have to wear a jacket. Big sad.
Sounds good. Also joining us, Adam Krigler, who's laughing over there.
Yeah, I'm laughing at you. I didn't know you were such a Backstreet Boys fan.
Isn't it BSB? Wasn't that
BSB. Is that the shortened version? I didn't know.
No, it's NSYNC. Justin Timberlake.
What was that?
NSYNC.
What did you just?
That's
Is that
represent to the Backstreet Boys.
Was that racist? That's what Blabs asked.
Yes,
Starting
Blabs,
off the show with a-
everything is racist. Everything. Welcome, everybody. Happy Monday to you.
It's good to be here. It's good to be here. Monday, feeling good. It's beautiful outside. I did some gardening this weekend. It was fantastic.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hey, also joining us today. Listen, I'll tell you this. I met this gentleman for the first time in person the other day. Gave him a big old hug. Kind of wanted to touch his leg. Didn't want to say it out loud though. But here he is. It's Mark.
I'm so glad you finished your
It's
sentence.
okay to touch my leg.
Uh-oh.
Overlords accepted.
Oh no.
He would have been okay with it, I think.
Would you have been?
I am actually part robot. That wasn't entirely a joke, but my voice is fine. I don't know. It's pretty torn up from Vegas actually. I spent a lot of time talking very clearly to people who I really wanted to understand me in very loud environments.
Yes.
Like 5 days straight. And X-Ray Girl, like we have to I got to text my people. We got to cancel our anime show tonight because X-Ray Girl can essentially not talk at all.
Wow.
Did you say you have people?
To the people who I have on my show tonight.
Oh, okay.
Oh, we are like supposed to tell the people to cancel. Like you have people for that?
No, my Lofty Pixels, who you might know him. Lofty's a cartoon person who does things on the internet.
He's a cartoon person?
Yeah, he's a VTuber. Like he's got like one of those. Wait, you don't know Lofty? He was
Yes.
quartering.
Oh, I know who Lofty is.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody
I'm
does.
focusing on the point that you called him a cartoon person when I know
Have you never? You gotta.
he's actually a human
I'll switch my
being.
thing around. Now I'm actually looking at you guys. But it's an illusion, though. It's not true. Lofty, though, he has animated his Twitter avatar essentially, so that during his streams you see a little cartoon person kind of.
I wonder
reacting
why,
and
because he
speaking along with
didn't
his voice.
always, he wasn't always a VTuber. Like he actually was on camera when I first, when I first heard of him, he was on a couple different streams as himself. Like he was just himself.
Yeah,
I wonder what caused that. Was it all the hate from his shit takes?
Well, no, I think it's just mostly kind of similar to how I've sort of adjusted my whole presentation around everything here. I think just it at this stage of the YouTube streamer, I guess for lack of a better term to put to it, marketplace of trying to get out there and like build an audience and have people want to come hang out with you for a little bit. And even if they're not going to send you super chats or anything, like we need people to just be in the chat to make it interesting, you know? So, and there's no show without an audience. And part of what I've found is that people will respond a little bit better and join a little bit more often if you are putting that little bit of extra effort in to be like, hey, let's get my lighting setup good. Let's get it so that I'm always sounding pretty decent, so I can do
Cool robot voice things like this.
and it's having those extra little things I find help. And Lofty, I think he had a pretty good idea with his VTuber one, because everyone knows him for his little Twitter avatar. Now he's got a custom one, but it previously was just Noodles from Gorillaz, like the
right.
band. And it was this one episode or one video that I guess music video that Noodles had orange hair, and then he made that his Twitter profile, so everyone kind of knows him as this little anime little girl, I guess, who plays guitar. But yeah, so he made it what he is on stream now. And I think
right.
Yeah.
I think when there will be one day where I think all of us eventually just become VTubers.
No. And I got to be honest, I regret asking that question because I got way too much information.
You got
don't ask me questions.
I didn't actually
want way too much information.
Mark,
shit.
That is Mark.
I'm gonna remember that for the future.
There's a reason why I've kind of slid into EFAP being the place that I guest on, because we can just talk for 9 hours and it's okay.
Right. Okay.
If you don't want a very detailed answer, you don't ask Mark with question, because
Sure.
Mark will give it
I feel
to
like
you.
if I ask Mark for like a recipe, I will get the history of the food and like what you should have for like table placement when you eat
Blabs,
this
you're
and
probably
everything.
the
pH level of the dirt that the tomatoes were grown in.
Blabs is absolutely the person on this panel though who has asked me for the most information on things though.
This is true. I've
So
DM'd them
she has
tons
the
of times.
most experience getting advice from me out of the four.
That's why I just let him go. I'm like, I'm used to it. It's all good fun.
Speaking of good fun, Bill Sotheby came in with 5 gifted memberships.
Hey,
Today. Let's effing go, Bill. Thank you so much. His simple ask is just pay it forward. Just pay it forward.
classic.
Nice. Always love
That's
the
adorable.
Final Fantasy fanfare for sure.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Bill. Greatly appreciate that. So five new memberships right off the bat. Thank you guys very much for that. You can always find us over on Rumble. We are on Rumble today, right now. I see Blabs in the chat right now over on. And I'll say this: if you guys watch over on Rumble, I'll hold on to this because I did a very poor job of keeping an eye on Rumble the other day, and Rumble was extremely supportive the other day when we were on Friday's show. And I missed all of it. I did not keep an eye on the chat. I was a horrible, horrible person. And I just want to thank everybody for their support over there. I'm a giant piece of shit. Clip that for you.
You could say that again.
I'm just a giant piece of shit.
One more time.
I know you could say it again. I didn't say you should.
That's
You
good.
should.
Hey, but that's awesome. Kevin Bacon, who was also a giant piece of shit, became a brand new patron today.
I agree with that statement.
Awesome.
There you go. Hey, Kevin, thank you so much. Appreciate that. Sorry you're a giant pice of shit.
My sister was in a movie with Kevin Bacon, so I'm 2 degrees away from Kevin Bacon.
Oh, yeah?
I'm 6 degrees
Or
away
1
from
degree, I guess. I don't know. No, you're not, because you know me, so you're 3.
Fuck.
Damn it.
Kevin Bacon
that means I have to acknowledge that I know you, though. And I haven't done that publicly.
Man, I
mean,
thought I was going to do okay on
now,
side scrollers. Apparently, my existence is being disavowed.
I do know X-Ray Girl, so I guess that's 4 degrees. Damn it.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Hey, speaking of things coming up on the show, this week we have actually a pretty big show on Wednesday. Make sure you guys are here, get the word out about it, because Boogie will be on the show. Boogie 2298. Well, I think that's the numbers on the back, but Boogie. He's in a boxing match coming up against Wings of Redemption, and he's going to come on the show for a little bit, and we're going to talk to him. And I got to be honest, I watched a promo video I did an entire stream about this last night, where I'm going to try to get him to back out of this fight because he's going to get fucking
He signed
murdered.
a contract.
So what? Like
he could just throw. He gets one punch down on the ground. Boom.
Listen,
I watched that 30-minute documentary this morning.
He's going to get
Keemstar just put it out. I haven't seen it yet, though.
I don't recommend throwing. Backing out of the fight to begin with, I think would be better than throwing it. Because I just as a person who's not really big, who's been in some competitive fights where I was way outmatched, you you don't back down. You try as hard as you can, and then you end up getting hurt. That's what happens.
Well, let me just
that's
say
not
this,
throwing though.
Yeah, I know, but the thing is that I'm saying you probably won't throw.
No,
Yeah.
no,
Well,
no.
that's not,
unless he's got a lot of
what
money bet against himself.
I will say this: if there was a betting line for Wings versus Boogie, I would put all of my money on Wings. Like that is how 100% sure I am of this, because if you watch their promo leading up to it, Wings actually has his hands up, like guarding his chin, and Boogie's just flailing around like he has no idea what he's doing.
Trying to fight like who's the big guy? Rufus from Street Fighter.
Wait a minute.
Right.
Wait a minute. Hold on. The art of war. Never let your enemies know how strong you are.
Oh, you think? Yeah.
What if he's pulling some Sun Tzu shit?
Pulling
man?
some Sun Tzu? Yeah.
Huh?
Right.
I'm just saying. He knew that Wings would be seeing that little promo and be like, "Oh yeah, he's gonna think that I don't know how to throw a punch." Comes in there and he's like, "Pow!" Throws his hip into it. You know. Hey.
I think there's a more likely scenario of Boogie throwing his hips out of socket than actually into his pocket, into his hip. So,
What is the way that the Keemstar's trying to do it? It's 600 pounds or 800 pounds, one ring. It's like that's terrible, man.
He literally called them whales in the documentary.
Wow.
yeah, he called them both fat. He goes, well, they're both fat asses. And I was like,
I think he said the word whale. I remember laughing my ass off.
well, either way,
the Pearl Davis playbook of just calling people whales.
I do appreciate the brutal honesty that he said in it. I mean, it'll be interesting to see. Anyways, I think I'm going to do a live reaction to it when it happens. That's in a couple Saturdays from now, but we're going to have Boogie on Wednesday. Like, I'm not going to try to talk about it. He's a grown-ass man. But I am going to say, dude, you better get your fucking hands up, because he better get his fucking hands up. Otherwise, he's going to have a broken jaw. Because I'm telling you, Wings can snap. He can snap it, man. Just watching his basic jabs, man. He's going to snap him in the face, and it's going to hurt. Anyways, hey, 44K Panda, our porno friend who worked in the porno industry, is a brand new patron. Thank you so much, 44K Panda. Appreciate
Editor or a performer?
No. 44K Panda was a sold the porn with Travis. So with all sorts of great stories.
With Travis, like they worked at the same store?
No.
Oh, okay. All right.
I was like, wait, are they business partners?
God. Hey, they were talking about the markups on those things. Good Lord. It's like they said over one day they did 200K in sales. $200,000 in sales. One day. What? And they're making
realizing how much Rocky fur I've got on here.
Rocky
fur. We couldn't see it.
Well, I can.
That's okay. Either way, look, it's gonna be a big show on Wednesday. I look forward to everybody being a part of it. Thank you so much for your patronage. If you guys haven't, head over to patreon.com/sidescrollers and support the show over there. We'd really appreciate that, because we got some good stuff coming up, including a giant marathon of NBA Jam Tournament Edition, starting from level 1 all the way to the final level. So, which is the final, Chicago Bulls, I guess. So Mavericks to Bulls, every single team, got to beat them. Either way. Oh, Niche says it's been, I guess today is the anniversary of the DSP, like, oh, the camera's on moment, apparently.
Is it?
Happy anniversary, DSP.
Camera's been on the whole time. I didn't even know.
Wow.
Classic soundbite.
Amazing. I mean, like, there's amazing things that happen every day on the internet, every day, and there's also some shit things. So
it's also Morrowind's birthday, which was my first Elder Scrolls game that I played 21 years ago. It came out, and it's one of the reasons I got the Xbox. Halo and Morrowind are the two reasons I got an Xbox.
Wow.
Halo 1, what a classic.
Nice.
Listen, I have some IT questions that maybe you guys can help, or the chat. So I've been playing. I keep wanting to call it Density, just because someone in the chat said it. Now I can't get it out of my head.
Density,
but Destiny. And you know how you have to verify your phone number to play certain things because you have to have an account with Bungie? I can't verify my phone. It just keeps loading on the website. I've tried on 3 different browsers. I've tried with different phone numbers, and nothing loads. I cannot contact Bungie. I've tweeted at them multiple times, and I can't get any help. So if anyone knows how to get your phone verified.
Have you allowed cookies?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Because
yeah,
I tried
like
with 3 different browsers too, and
Well,
everything. And like I don't
different
use those other
browsers have
browsers.
different like cookie blockers and whatnot. And I use Brave, and it automatically blocks stuff and certain things, especially the Bungie site. I'd have to like drop the
Maybe.
shields to allow like the system to like work through to allow me to like sign in. So
Drop
that's
the
sometimes
shields.
yeah, I mean that's actually no,
No.
I'm not joking. Like that's what it is. Like there's a little thing that's like you drop the shields for the website. Like I really like Brave a lot. I've been using it
I
for a
might
couple
have to
years
try
now.
that. I thought they were all cleared because, like I say, I don't use those other brothers. I don't use those other browsers, but
Right.
you would think they'd be ready to roll. Maybe that's what it is. It drives me nuts though because I can't verify, so I can't play half the game. I was like,
Yeah, that's weird. Never heard of
Yeah.
that happening.
I used to be a
2 phone numbers,
huge
3
Destiny
browsers.
player. Like I would do like 3 raids a week, usually running them and teaching them to new members of the clan. Like Destiny was the thing I did before I started becoming a YouTuber. That the spare time that I now use making content, just Destiny.
All
But
Destiny.
the plus side to that, Destiny is a very good game that you could just be like, hey, I'm not going to spend money on a whole bunch of other games. I'm just going to get a good group of friends who regularly play Destiny. Every so often we'll grab some DLC, but that's it. And there's a lot of value in really digging deep into one game too.
Extra Zero came in at the $4.99. Says April showers bring May flappers. DSP
man.
probably.
It
How you
says
feel about-
fappers, not flappers.
Shame
I
on
said
you,
fappers.
Extra.
I said fappers.
I heard an L.
Yeah,
Oh.
you said flappers.
I'm pretty
Well,
sure it was flappers.
The
Flapper.
meme month to abstain is November, but boys, I don't recommend it. It's not. You're not gaining anything from that. Don't let anyone tell you are.
I imagine flappers like the 1920s dancers.
Oh, the Roaring 20s, the flappers.
right.
Those
Go-
are
go with
cool.
Oh, yeah.
How'd that go? How'd that dance go?
But they have that.
Can you
that,
full screen yourself and do that, please?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
He
we're gonna
did
need
pretty
a
well.
meme. We're gonna need a meme of that. Oh my gosh.
Man,
We're gonna
This-
need
this
flapper
had to
hat
be-
on there.
I was
Superman,
just
no
at
green
an
rocks?
in-person episode that we could have got him to stand up and do it. but,
I have no issue at all. Hey, this is entertainment. Hey, speaking of entertainment, it's time for my favorite segment. Your favorite segment. Everybody in the world's favorite segment. It's time for
brought to you by Tim Hortons.
I'm disappointed.
Why is the end on there? It doesn't need to be there.
what the hard news.
The last bit. I do the hard news.
Yeah, but once again, it's there because
So should I just shut up when you're introducing hard news forever? Just tell me now, man. I'll do it.
we're still figuring. We're only 10 weeks into this, Adam.
Goodness
we got a long way to go, buddy. All right, a long way to go.
I feel like you're breaking Adam's heart.
I'll tell you what I'm gonna do, Adam.
Every time, just
From here on out, Adam. Whenever I say it's time for when I do the intro, you play the music. You do the voiceover.
I told you to send it
Didn't
to
we,
me.
didn't we agree on
It's
that
there.
last week?
It's there.
Where?
I thought
What?
it's in the Discord waiting for you.
What?
The moderated
He's like,
Discord.
what
it's
is a
in there waiting
Discord?
for you.
No one told me anything.
Travis did.
You know, it was probably in those Twitter DMs that Adam likes to scroll through.
All right. Big news. Obviously, it finally happened. Ladies and gentlemen, the Mario Brothers movie topped
Damn
one.
it, Trav did give them to me in Discord. Fine, all
I
right.
know. The
admit
$1
it.
billion global box office. We knew it was coming. It was tracking that way, and it's finally there. The Mario has hit it. It's about 50-50 U.S. domestic to global, which is about time. And the movie just released in Japan. I don't think we have figures from Japan just yet, but this is a very big deal. Mario movie topping $1 billion. I predicted this a long time ago.
Huge.
Actually, I predicted $1.5 billion, which I think it will eventually hit that personally before it is removed from theaters. Mark, have you seen it?
Twice. It was the first
Wow.
film, I believe the first one ever, which my nephew saw in a theater that my sister allowed me to bring him to, as well as my niece, who's 2 years younger, and I don't think she understood what was going on at all. But I mean, it was their first exposure to video games, so I was pretty happy about that.
I went in and I was looking for the box office for the 1993 movie, And just for comparison of the
I
two,
think I got a DVD of it right over there.
listen, I actually think that over the last little bit, the movies, the 1993 movie has seen kind of a resurgence from people who are interested in seeing what it was like 30 years ago.
Mhm.
But the worldwide box office for the original Mario Brothers movie in 1993 was $21 million.
Yeah, I remember. I went to go see it day one in theaters because that was like, it's like the Super Mario movie. We got to go see this. I was not expecting a very dark and disturbing cyberpunk film about Bob Hoskins and John Leguizamo fighting against the Beastmasters, or what was that? Animorphs, like an Animorphs version of fucking Dennis Hopper. Like it's a pretty crazy movie that it's nuts that it exists. So I think looking back on it now, it's a pretty special film. Not fantastic, but it's also not terrible. I mean, like there's some good talent behind it, and they're giving it their all.
No, Mark, it's terrible. It's a horrible movie.
There's things to enjoy, but I mean, The Room is terrible, right? But you'd still be like, it's worth going to see. Oh, hi, Mark.
Oh, hi, Mark. I listen. It's a horrible movie. It's a horrible movie. Blabs, did you ever see the 1993 movie?
Nope. I wasn't even born yet either.
Adam, you did? You saw it? Yeah. It was.
Yeah, I saw it for sure.
There was one scene that I found really memorable in that movie, and that is the scene where they're in the elevator and Mario starts rocking all the Goombas back and forth, and they start dancing. Like that's the best scene in the entire movie, and it has nothing to do with anything to do with the video game. But that's my favorite movie. That's my favorite part of the movie. But anyways,
it doesn't sound entertaining.
I think it's an interesting little piece of film history, personally.
I think you can say that it's an interesting piece of film history that absolutely sucked.
Yeah.
That did no. Oh, it's so bad going back on it. And I know like people go back and they look at it with rose-colored glasses now, and they're like, it wasn't that bad. No, well, it was that bad.
I'll say this: it's about as poor an adaptation of Super Mario Brothers as anyone could possibly even imagine. Never mind make. But I don't know. There's something that's just kind of weird and kooky about it that I'm like, well, I don't know. I kind of like watching this movie every now and then. It's sort of fun. Right. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's the stoner in me or something. It's like, yeah, let's see Bob Hoskins and John Leguizamo fight Hopper. Let's do this. I'm kind of happy it exists. Looking back on it now, although at the time I was like, I don't understand how that was Super Mario at all. And
damn,
that was a big fan, you know?
Bill taking it to the absolute extreme, which I appreciate. This comment. This is so ridiculous. Hey, Mark, Hitler was an interesting piece of history as well.
Jesus.
Well,
damn.
Okay.
God, Mark.
I'm not gonna make a did nothing wrong joke because those don't fly on the internet.
I'm gonna change this up. I just want to try something. Let me know if this works, okay?
Yeah. Oh, we've been editing.
Hard news.
Let's go.
Did the music cut
It
out?
good. It was great.
It worked, blended really nice.
Perfect.
Oh yeah!
He's like 10 weeks
Hard
later.
news is mine. Sorry,
I'll just concede that I've lost the defense of the original Super Mario Brothers argument. I have been killed.
There you go. Love it. That's all the Final Fantasy sound effects.
That was Metal Gear Solid.
Oh, that was Metal Gear.
I've got this one too. That's my shortest.
There you go.
Wow.
Sorry. Yeah, I know. I really screwed that one up.
Did you even play Metal Gear?
I did not like Metal Gear. I do not like Metal Gear. I don't like it.
Or Metal Gear Salad? Because I don't know if that was from Metal Gear or Metal Gear Salad. I think it was Metal Gear Salad.
Salad?
Metal Gear
I heard salad too.
Yeah, I said salad.
I said it. I'll own it.
Yeah, I'll own it.
Chopping carrots.
Yeah.
The original Metal Gear and Metal Gear 2 are
Salad,
both like top-down original Nintendo style games. They were on a Japanese PC called the
Get that
MSX.
turnip in there.
Yes, you are correct, Mark. Those first two games are not
it's
very good.
It's the vegan in me.
Can we get some salad emojis in the chat, please?
Metal Gear 2 is actually pretty solid. You can see a lot of Metal Gear.
Is it
solid?
salad?
In solid. You Americans.
Oh, salad.
Accents, guys.
Solid.
Or Swedes, whatever you are.
Salad.
Guamish. What? It's Guam, Guamian?
So-
What do you
so-
say? What do you call people from Guam?
Guamanian?
Guamani?
Guamani?
Really? Like
Guamani-
Guamani-
I don't know.
Guamanese. It's Guamanese.
Guam, it is Guamanese. Okay.
No,
well,
it's
wherever
Guamanian.
wherever Blabs is from, those people. Are cool
Trav
too.
looked it up. It's Guamanian.
Look at that. He's already there. He's a Guamanian.
Anyways, if they have snakes there, Snake could probably eat one
Make a
to
salad.
survive.
I
It
like
tastes
snakes.
like
Snakes are
chicken.
cool.
Snake salad. That's what I was. I thought we were talking about something different. My bad.
Yeah.
my
Oh
bad.
yeah. That's okay. Let me
Well,
reel
okay,
it back.
Disregard my foxhound sweater over here.
Let me go to reel us back in a little bit here.
I want potatoes. Now that
so-
you said food.
Go ahead.
So they made $1 billion. That's awesome.
Despite the $1 billion, they were able to just kind of tack on here. Someone actually posted the entire Super Mario Brothers movie on Twitter. Did you guys hear about
I
this?
saw that. Yeah, I saw that.
Really?
Yeah. And over 9 million people watched it on Twitter. It was posted in 2 parts, and it obviously violated all sorts of copyright laws. But the movie was removed and the user suspended from Twitter. Blah 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 blah. It'll be interesting to see if Nintendo or Illumination or Universal Pictures actually goes after the user here.
That's huge. I heard they were doing that on Kick.
Nintendo going after people for copyright? They would never. They love all user shared and created content.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome, man. The idea that you can post up to 60 minutes. It said the movie was posted in two posts. One was the first hour of the movie. The other was the final 32 minutes. And it's because Twitter Blue subscribers can post up to 60-minute long videos.
Oh.
But you can only, through the app itself, you can only do 10 minutes. So he had to upload it through the website itself. And it's just kind of interesting to think about. And I think that if there was ever a time for a company to go after and set a precedent, especially with social media, this is probably it, when they can go 9 million people saw the movie over the weekend. And then they do the math on that and say, well, let's just say 10% of them actually went to go see the movie, or even 2%. And all of a sudden you're like, oh, well, we lost X millions of dollars from that. That's just crazy to think about. But
I'll tell you what, though, that person is not going to be able to pay up. Whoever did that.
It's probably some 16-year-old kid, who just went in, brought it in, and pirated it and put it on Twitter. They don't care.
I think it was conscious in reaction to the stuff Nintendo was pulling with the there was the thing with the dude who actually did deserve to go to jail, the Bowser guy with he was selling hacked Switches. But Nintendo is so adamant about going after everyone who, there were some YouTubers getting struck for just playing some modded Breath of the Wild and telling people, hey, here's some of the mods that you can get on PC. And I've made a video that's basically exactly that's on Geeks and Gamers. And they struck the guy's channel multiple times because he had multiple videos and basically tried to just ruin the guy's career. He's like, I'm a Nintendo YouTuber. I get people to engage in your games and watch them, and everything I do is fair use. So I think there were people saying, okay, Nintendo, I guess we can just upload your movie to Twitter or whatever. We'll get this Twitter account suspended, but F around and find out kind of thing. And I think they'll be seeing more of that. It's one of the reasons why Nintendo games are the most pirated games in the world, because they go so hard on everyone who realistically just wants to play and enjoy their games and enjoy their love of their games. And I don't know, it's my catchphrase. Nintendo is an incredible company who make amazing games, and they're also a terrible company who are completely out of touch.
It's a very long catchphrase.
Yeah, very long,
Very
long-winded.
Well, catchphrase and that you guys, I only know because I'm a regular viewer as well. You guys have quoted me on that a couple times when I've not been on. So
I think I did one time. That doesn't mean
okay. Look, I'm autistic.
Catchphrase.
I hear that one time.
Look, enough with the excuses and victimhood. All right.
Explanation.
All right. It sounded awfully like I'm a victim here. But that's
no, it's just I'm explaining to you why I might have misunderstood things in a
different way than you humans do.
Oh, okay, sounds good. Nautical Man came in and says, Colonel, we've managed to avoid tossing.
Salad tossing?
Yes.
Yes,
exactly.
Blabs, that was the joke. Wow.
Got it.
Because Metal Gear is solid.
Oh, we have David Hayter joining us. This is great. Yes, David.
Metal Gear.
That's like a weird golem.
I honestly I honestly, seriously, hardly have to try for the Solid Snake voice right now because of how torn up my throat is. So
Metal
Metal Gear.
although now you got to work on the Kiefer Sutherland kind of about the
I
following
don't
takes
hear it.
place between 7 a.m. and 8 a.m. But I can't do Kiefer Sutherland, and now they switched
No,
his
no,
voice
you
in Metal
can't.
Gear. Anyways, that's a
Wait, it's Kiefer Sutherland's voice
Ju-
now
it-
in Metal,
well
the new
now
Metal
in
Gears?
Metal Gear Solid 5. But yeah, pull me back from the tangent, Craig. Pull the like Adam's trying to
All
get me into a
Yeah,
whole
yeah,
other story.
I'm not trying to do nothing. No, you shut your mouth.
I
I'm
will
not
explain
trying
the
Lord
whole,
Spleech.
I will
Craig,
give you the whole
Craig,
story
read the
of
super
how
chat.
Kiefer
Mark, shut your
Sutherland took
mouth.
Lord Spleech
It
came into
worked.
5.
Wow.
Says the
I'm
post
sorry,
I saw
oh.
only had 2/3 of the movie. It was only an hour long. Yes, there's 2 posts. The 60 minutes, because you can only post 60 minutes of the movie, and then the final third on the next post. But yeah, Lord Spleech, did you watch it? Because you're gonna get
Shame on you.
you're gonna get sued. Hey, that's a
he's
good.
not.
I know.
You're gonna get sued.
Hey, that's a good question though. Like, if something, okay, this is a kind of an interesting metaphor, right? If there's a movie in front of you that you know it's illegal to watch, but it's right there in front of you, and it's like, well, I could watch it, or I could do the right thing and not watch it, right? What do you do? Because I could do the same thing where it's like, hey, there's some apples in front of you, and you know they're stolen, but they're right there in front of you, and you're pretty hungry. Do you eat the apples? I don't know. These are important questions to ask. This is a morality
Didn't
question.
Eve
You
eat
don't
the
have to
apple?
raise your hand, Mark.
I want to make sure it's okay for me to talk now. But
Oh, all right.
I
You know
do-
what?
I do
got
have some thoughts of this, and mostly because that is kind of the typical you wouldn't steal a car, so why would you steal a movie thing from those old commercials back in the 90s? And the reason it's different is because of the deprivation of resource. So when you watch a movie on the internet, you're not actually costing that company anything that could be counted as deprivation, in that they're not losing anything physical from you watching that, because they have no idea that you watched it. You could be closing your eyes the entire time. It doesn't really, like, they could say, yeah, it was streamed to this many devices, but it's like, well, what if you just were scrolling on Twitter and you left it on?
I don't- I don't agree with that.
There was a viral video that I saw like 3 weeks ago where there was a bunch of people that stole a bunch of shit from a gas station.
Yeah.
And they ran, and there was like chips flying, there's bags of
Physical
chips
products
everywhere.
that we're talking about.
And someone was walking down the street and saw the bag of chips on the ground, picked them up and opened them and ate them.
Okay.
And the cops arrested him. And it's like,
yeah, I
that
think
dude was just that actually happened. So it's like, what the fuck?
I would think that the person eating the chips would be well within the rights to say, hey, I did not steal this from anyone. I found it on the floor outside. And if it was still at the gas station, there would be footage of him being like, oh, there's a bag of chips on the ground. Maybe someone bought it and was walking to their car and dropped it. Yeah, I know, exactly. Maybe someone bought it, and while they're walking their car, you know, maybe you grab the few things, you're fumbling with your keys, you drop your chips, you forget them, you drive away. I don't think it would be illegal for someone to eat those chips. But at the same time, though, it's hard. Well, the reason why I'm trying to pull the analogy away from physical things, especially consumables like food, like those apples, if you eat them, they're gone. Those apples are no longer there. Whereas if you watch the Super Mario Brothers movie, it's still playing in just as many theaters. Like, you're not physically removing it from theaters. And the way
but all those people are now seeing it. I saw it. I saw it on Twitter the other day. Okay, so now I don't have to go see it.
Now we're getting to the meat of it. And my theory, I will say a theory, I won't say it's a point because I have no way to track this data. Most people who then watch the movie and like it will probably want to see it again, and they'll pay for it. And those people probably weren't going to go see it in the first place. Because they're like, I mean, because
do you agree with that, Craig? I don't know if I agree with that.
Not at all. Not at all.
I don't know.
I don't think so.
I think a lot of people are not watching a movie that they genuinely love and then being like, ha, got that for free, suckers, and never ever engaging with it again.
I like this take. Galaxy Red over on Rumble said this. I think it was more nefarious. Some people just salty that Mario's doing well at the box office, so they're trying to usurp that by pirating it to millions of people.
a possibility.
Probably a Disney shill. Honestly,
I would
like,
allow for that possibility.
The
too.
hate that
could be it.
Mario's getting because it's just a story that isn't teaching some sort of ideology. Insert whatever ideology you want. It's just a basic Mario story.
Family-friendly movie, yeah.
Yeah.
Right? Craig said it was an amazing experience, but the movie, it was whatever. But it was fun. It was what it should have been. Easter eggs freaking pumped to the 9, like all over the place, which is exactly what it should have been. But it wasn't Disney. It wasn't the narrative. And like now people are like, oh shit, people are actually liking this, but aren't liking The Little Mermaid. They're not liking the rest of the shit that's being pumped out by the main sources, Disney and all this rest of the crap. I'm just, it's an interesting theory.
I posted a poll. Would you eat the chips? That was the poll. Yes or no?
A sealed bag of chips?
A sealed bag of your favorite chips. I'm just
I already said I wanted potatoes. Ugh.
So Blabs would eat the chips.
Blabs would eat
I like
chips.
potatoes.
Yeah, if I found
Me
it
too.
just in the parking lot or like in a gas station, what do you call the area where the pumps are? Where the cars are. It's not really a parking lot.
Yeah, it's a sealed bag of chips.
Yeah.
Right now,
on the floor, sure.
58% say they would not eat the chips. And that is rising, by the way. Now it's 59%. So make sure you guys vote at the top of the chat over on YouTube. I will say this. I would not eat the chips, mainly because I don't like to eat ground chips.
Ground chips.
Yeah, like that's
like air chips. I mean, air puffs.
Like if they're floating if they're just floating, right? I wouldn't eat
floating chips. You'd eat them.
Well,
no, I wouldn't. Right, they're just floating there, right?
Almost every item of food that you've eaten that needed to be put on a shelf might have been on the ground at some point because the stock boy has to get it onto the shelf. I mean, like a sealed bag of chips on the floor. It's not really any more gross than a sealed bag of chips in your cupboard.
Yeah. What's the difference?
The big difference is that I didn't put those in the cupboard. Or I didn't put those on the ground. They're just I don't know the journey that those chips made to the ground, right? So you never know. Maybe those chips were stolen. Maybe who knows?
I'd say if you want to cover your bases ethically then and you're actually concerned, your best bet is to pick up the chips, go inside the gas station and be like, hey, I found this in the, I don't know, carport area, whatever, the pumps, out by the pumps.
The carport.
Like, did someone buy this or did someone just steal it?
The funny thing is, what they would do with those chips, right?
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I think they'd say
they'd restock them. Exactly.
Well, I mean, maybe,
and then Craig would walk in and be like, I trust this bag of chips.
Oh,
it's on the shelf.
Shelf chips. All right.
These are shelf chips.
Speaking on that, I personally, if I were the manager of the gas station, I'd be kind of hesitant to put them back on the shelf because I'd be like, well, did this guy fuck with them?
Right.
You can get a hypodermic needle into a bag of chips and then put some putty over it to seal it and spray some.
Weird.
You've thought about this.
What kind of
no.
neighborhood do you live in?
I thought of. Here's what I've thought about. I've been in the military for 20 years. Okay. Do you have any idea how much food we throw out? And very often I've thought, why aren't we just giving
government waste? Really?
Well, no. But, listen though, because it makes sense, and I didn't understand it at first, but trust me, it did. So I would be thinking, hey, why don't we just stop by a soup kitchen or something on the way home and just dump all this food? And the reason is because legally, if we are giving that food to someone and they end up getting poisoned, we're legally liable for that. So we have to throw the food out because it would be too dangerous for us to actually be able to ensure that all this food it will not.
Why don't you just sign a waiver for getting the food? Just be like, we cannot sue you.
Maybe, but
we live in a clown world.
Well, I mean, yeah, yes and no. It's tough, though.
We live in a clown world where you can't give food that's perfectly fine to people because they might get sick. Because
it's perfectly fine thing though is a question mark. That's the thing that you got to remember. You don't necessarily know that
starving people don't give a fuck. All right, they want to eat some food.
Are they giving the children in Africa? Fluffy Pro wants to know.
See, listen, I'll tell you this for a fact.
Right, Craig? You know about that.
100.
You know about Africa.
Let me tell you a quick little story here. All right.
Tell us the story. Story time.
Like 2010, back in the old Screw Attack days. It's hey everybody, it's good to see you. We had a road trip from Dallas to LA for E3. And on that road trip, we stopped in Amarillo, Texas to take the 72-ounce I think it was a 72-ounce steak challenge, right? where this guy Nick was going to eat the steak. He only ate about 10 ounces of steak. I was pissed. This cost $72, right? So we took that steak with us. And we took pictures with that steak throughout our road trip at various landmarks. It became the mascot of our trip, to the point to where there was no refrigeration in our car as we ride through. This steak began to stank, right? This is a stanky steak as we're making our way. We make our way to Las Vegas. And at this point, we're 2 days into this. This is a stanky ass steak. And I'm like, Nick, you got to get rid of the steak. You got to get rid of steak. We've had our fun with the steak. Nick is walking down Las Vegas Boulevard with this stanky ass steak. A homeless man, he is about to throw the steak into the trash. A homeless man comes up. He says, "Are you going to throw that away?" And Nick says, "Yes." And he says, "Please don't throw that away. Allow me to eat that steak." You know what Nick did? Nick gave him that stanky ass steak. Going back to what Adam said, they don't care. If someone's hungry, they're going to eat that stanky ass steak.
That was a long story but I'm glad you drove it home, because it did actually make sense.
Yes.
And if that homeless man got sick from the steak, that's his own fault for eating the stanky steak.
Well, I'm saying though,
Notice how you say stanky, not
if he
stinky.
did and he had your friend's
stank.
info, he probably, I mean, granted, he probably wouldn't
would have
eaten
eaten it.
Well, I'm saying he probably wouldn't have had the what would be the word for it? Conscientiousness to pursue legal action, but he probably could have. You know, like, so what
did your friend warn him? Did your friend go,
well,
this is a stanky
here's
steak?
What your friend could have done. He could have been
saying.
like, tell you what, I'm going to put this steak at the rim of the garbage can and leave it because I've now thrown it out, and walk away. Because then if the guy picks it up, then he is taking an independent action that has nothing really to do with your friend legally.
God,
and
humans
you're not
are
the person
soft.
serving him the food.
What a bunch of pussies. God damn.
Like, anytime you're giving
You got
anyone
the clip?
anything that
You got the clip
putting
available?
inside their body, you got to think
This
that
is your one
maybe
for the day, Craig.
It's
No,
just absolutely ridiculous.
You never know.
Fuck off, you oversensitive little shits.
There you go.
Yeah. Not you.
All right.
No, not you.
All right. Hey, Ludicrous Fool, bring up piracy.
Wasn't it? I didn't say play the clip for you, Mark. I'm talking for the people who were pissed off that feel the need to sue someone for trying to give
You
free
almost
food.
just broke Mark. Did you see his face?
No.
I saw sadness. I heard,
No,
hello,
I just-
darkness, smiled friend.
I took Mr. Marr telling me to fuck off. Well, I was like, okay.
I thought he took
Understood,
it well. It wasn't for you, but
Oh my God, this is side scrollers. Ludicrous Fool came in and says, as Gabe Newell said in the past, piracy is a service issue, not a price issue. Interesting take.
Or issue of access, not pricing. I've always said that too. It's one of the things that Nintendo's particularly bad at too. For example, I actually, good news, I got a good bump from my Metroid video because they finally released Metroid Prime on Switch. But prior to that, the only Metroid games that you could legally play are original Metroid and Super Metroid. And then they released Metroid Dread with 3 available games, including Dread, to play from that franchise that has a very consistent story. So it's like, well, I'm sorry, people pirated your games.
It's like he's speaking another language
I'm saying,
right
though,
now.
that like
How do we
they
get
were
there?
only out of 12 games. Out of 12 games in their series, they had 3 games available to pay them for.
What are we talking about today, guys?
I'm so lost.
I just had to take a little breather. All right. I had no idea where we were. I'm just kidding, Mark.
I'm saying though that that's the access thing. It's like
he's
going like nothing happened.
He's back at it. He's back at it. I thought the removing him would have given him a clue.
Do you guys not get what I mean though? I'm just trying to explain it.
I know. I'm just fucking with you, dog.
Okay.
Mark is the human distraction. Just look it
I
off.
was
It's
talking
awesome.
about the topic.
How do you study, Mark? Like in high school and all that. Like, how did you focus?
Long nights at all-night coffee shops.
Hey, Paul Hadouken came in and gifted a membership to Nathan Pearson. Paul, thank you very much. Greatly appreciate that. That puts us at 6 new members today. Let's drive that to 16. Can we get to 16? That'd be amazing. Let's go. Thank you so much, Paul. Appreciate that. All right. Let's get into our lead story today. The thumbnail story. It takes time. It takes time to get
Yeah,
here.
it's side scrollers.
You know, listen, Side Scrollers is a leisurely stroll through the day of gaming news. That's what it is. And we'll get to the destination when we get there. That's what it is, you know?
It's about
all
the journey.
That's right. It's about the journey. So let's get into this. Oh, by the way, Big Top came in with the $5 direct donation. Thank you so much. Big Top says, I'm just glad the hard news intro was live today. Hey, Big Top, you can thank Adam for that. What a stud.
Yeah.
Wait, was the voice changer activated?
It was great.
Yeah.
Because
It's good.
Paul was like, I didn't
think
hear
Paul
the
came in
voice.
late though. He didn't see it.
It sounded good.
The
You can watch it on the
secondary.
replay.
Okay.
It was
Well, I
good.
trust you guys. It's fine.
Thought
I
it
don't need to
sounded
watch
great.
it. I trust you guys.
Robot voice for the rest of the stream.
No one
Mark.
wants that. No one wants that.
Okay.
All right. So we are 2 weeks away from Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. It is the next flagship game for Nintendo. It is going to be a system mover, as are all Zelda titles. Listen, anytime a new Zelda is released, it's a big freaking deal, man. So previews are starting to be released. The corporate media and journalists are starting to get copies, and they're now talking about the game because they are the haves and we are the have-nots. Except for Kotaku, where the local gaming journalist at Kotaku, released this tweet the other day. This is from American Truck Songs 9, a very clever Twitter handle. He's the senior reporter at Kotaku, right there. Says it's preview day for Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, a huge game. I would love for Kotaku to be able to inform its millions of readers about firsthand. Unfortunately, Nintendo still has it blacklisted from advanced coverage, a move I would argue is both unprofessional and coercive.
Wow. Well, this is one of those instances where maybe Nintendo is a little aware of, its base. Now I want to hear Mark's take. Of course, he's gone at this moment, but
Where'd he go?
I wasn't gone. Okay.
Oh, he's
He went to go eat potatoes.
No. I have one leg. You know how long it takes me to get up? Trust me, I didn't go anywhere that quick.
Wait,
But
aren't you a cyborg though? So you have two legs now?
I have to put my other leg on. I'm in.
Oh,
stream
you keep
mode.
it off.
This is
The
couch. The only option
general.
I have in the couch is expanding the camera in case X-Ray Girl shows up to visit me, and then that way, you can see her on the couch as well.
Mark, what's your take
I'm
on
alone
this?
today, though.
Oh,
Hello,
one is the
darkness,
loneliest
my
number.
old friend.
It's okay. It's okay. But anyways, I think that this is one situation where I think Nintendo is probably just thinking, look, we just want to keep the story secret because they seem to be pretty adamant about the story in this one, kind of tying into Breath of the Wild, and they don't like the Zelda lore. I've never understood it, and I've played a lot of Zelda games. Okay, it's really tough to track, but I think I don't know. If they're striking people that post stuff, that I don't agree with. But if they're just trying to like keep their stuff locked down and not giving IGN a big first preview or something, it's like, okay, well,
Well, it's
That's
specifically
fine. Like-
Kotaku.
Yeah,
You know, they're the ones that are cut off.
oh, Kotaku is the one that.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, okay, so yeah, Kotaku, whatever. It's Zelda. Like, you'll get it when you get it. It's probably going to be pretty good. My guess is it's going to run like shit, but it's because Nintendo, like a Switch is an 8-year-old Android tablet at this point. And,
Right.
I think they should probably release a more powerful version of their own hardware or just port games to PC so they can run well. But
You're burying the lead here,
I'm a
Mark.
beggar. I'm just saying, it's like, it's probably going to have performance issues, but it's going to run like Breath of the Wild did. Like it'll just, when it rains, it's likely going to tank. Other than that, though, I don't see what Kotaku feels they need to be told about this game.
They feel
Before.
entitled that they should be allowed to talk about what is coming out.
The
They're
entitlement,
missing out.
yes.
This just reaps of entitlement. We have millions of readers. You notice that they threw that in there. We would love to be able to inform our millions of readers, but Nintendo has blacklisted us. Like, oh wow, okay.
So
You're owed coverage,
right
advanced
exactly.
coverage.
Now, this has been seen 1.6 million times, which, by the way, that's a great feature Elon added a while back, is the
Agreed.
views. That's an excellent feature. And they're getting ratioed pretty hard because the
Yeah, they are.
the sheer entitlement attached to this tweet is crazy. And the fact that it's still up, he's not like, yeah, I probably shouldn't have said that, is hilarious. You can see, Nintendo Prime, who like they're very. This is a gaming video, so about Nintendo and stuff. They're very meticulous in this, and they're very respectful. It says, well, maybe not your fault. Your outlet has talked about and told people in the article to pirate Metroid Dread day one. You also had incorrect financial reports, though the former is probably what upset Nintendo the most. The article telling people to pirate, well,
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, well, this is probably why. And then you have, Joker coming in and says, this is what happens when you choose politics over gaming. Gaming no longer chooses you for anything. That's right.
Well, Craig, look at this though. These types of personalities, these people that post this kind of stuff, they're reading these comments and in their head they're going, "This is proof that I'm right. These people are all wrong. How dare they? This is they're talking to their little circle. Look at all these haters out here that just don't understand where we are." Like that's the mentality of these people. Oh man, we're victims. He's just like exuding it. Like, oh man, like now all these haters are coming. Like they don't understand what my position. It's like, we definitely understand. Well, that guy, I didn't even know that they told everyone to pirate Nintendo games. It's like, well, that might upset Nintendo a lot. Yikes.
You don't have to tell people to do that. They already do a lot.
True, but when a prominent, I hesitate on the word prominent, but a well-known game journalist outlet like Kotaku, whether or not you like their takes or not, which I don't, says, hey, you should pirate this game, Nintendo's like, we're gonna cut you off, and then they get upset about being cut off. Oh, well, we would love to show our readers about Tears of the Kingdom. It was like, well, are you gonna tell them to pirate it like you did?
We got
the last
Camelot
game?
advocating in chat here. Hey, Camelot, how's it going?
He's a pirate.
Former GameStop employee. We got to talk about that one day, man.
Nothing wrong with.
Oh my
sailing
god!
the high
Can you
seas.
imagine Mark and Camelot in one stream talking about GameStop?
No.
So GameStop hated
It would be
me
like a
because
10-hour stream.
Whoa. Wait, yeah. Tell the story. Go ahead.
they did not like me because of precisely the reasons why you guys have tried to shut me up a couple times here. Because when I talked to someone,
It was
about
me shutting you up.
Okay, I know, and I respect you. So I
don't
take it
give
as the
them
voice
credit
of
for
the-
shit that I'm doing.
All right, Adam.
I don't want your credit.
Adam silenced me because when I get talking about video games, I tend to just go off and
Really?
give people the information that they need to make an informed purchasing decision. Whereas
Whoa.
they're like, no, used copies of the newest possible games because that's where our margin is. And I'm like, yeah, but there are times where you're trying to get me to push one of the new hot games that sucks. And then that customer is going to come in here and be like, yeah, I wasted my money on this. So I ultimately was like, I want to help people find video games that they like. And that's not the kind of employee they wanted. So, and, the business is doing great. So
I miss Funko
I'm sure
Land.
they were right. Yeah.
Funko Land.
I
was
worked
my
in the
jam.
pre-Funko Pop era.
Funko Pop.
Funko Pop, like those little
Funko Land is not the
dead
same as
looking-
Funko Pop.
Oh no.
This
Okay.
is a Funko Pop.
Wow,
Yeah,
you must be young. Funko
soulless
Land
action figures
was around
statues.
before GameStop. That was like one of the original GameStops. Funko Land. That was a gaming store. It's where my Game Boy came from back in 1990.
Okay, yeah, we didn't have those in Canada.
Oh yeah,
We had
Canadians.
EB
right.
Games and Microplay, and eventually GameStop bought EB Games. So
Right.
You guys remember KB Toys?
Okay, I'm gonna bring it back
Yeah.
in. I'm gonna bring it back in real quick. I want to keep
Okay.
talking about
Bring
this story.
it back. Bring it
Okay.
back.
I found a hermit crab there once.
Shut up, Blabs.
Okay.
My tangents.
All right. I want to let Mark know that it's an equal thing. Even the co-hosts get removed. Go, please, Craig. By all means.
I think this is just a giant wake up call for Kotaku that they're not relevant and that the internet has passed them by. And I have
G4, like G4.
100%.
Sorry.
And I have data to back it up, thanks to ahrefs.com, which shows their website organic traffic, which I think is very telling when it comes to their traffic figures. In May, they had, let's say it has their monthly figures leading up to the month-to-month views. And you think 1.9 million views, that's a lot. No, it's not. Go to YouTube and find your run-of-the-mill YouTuber, and you're going to find somebody who talks about Nintendo games. Let's say like Nintendo, right? Nintendo is a YouTube channel, and they're going to receive way more impressions talking about Nintendo than Kotaku will. Kotaku's void. There's no reason for Kotaku to exist. There's no reason for Polygon to exist. There's no reason for any of these traditional websites to exist, these traditional gaming journalist outlets to exist, because at the end of the day, all they're doing is just recycling the same bullshit that they see everywhere else. There's really only like 2 gaming journalists out there that are out there breaking news, right? And I can't even name them, but they're out there. They put a story out, or they get a story from a press release, and then they put their own little bullshit spin on it, right? And the thing is, text is dead. Text in long format is dead. There's a reason why people are watching podcasts, watching YouTube videos, right? The only text that's alive is text on Twitter, right? Like where it's short, consumable, quick. There's a reason why outlets like IGN give you the score for the games in a Twitter post. They say this game is an 8.5 out of 10 in a Twitter post with the hope that they're going to drive you back for a few clicks from Twitter or whatever social media. The entire idea of a gaming news website is obsolete at this point. And
what happened? What happened to the convention? What is it? E3. E3.
Mm-hmm.
No, everyone's leaving. No one's going to E3. Why?
Short Fat Otaku just put out a great video on the collapse of E3. It came out today. I strongly recommend it.
I'm actually interested in seeing that. But what are game companies doing? They're just doing it themselves. We released a trailer. The people who are excited about it are going to be sharing it. Everyone who plays games, they follow their favorite content creator that actually plays the games, that they like hearing their takes. And then when they might talk about a game, no one actually cares about these game journalists. Game journalists is now a dig, because they want the easy mode. They want the story mode. They want to not really actually play the game themselves, and
they care about
just
the checkbox.
have someone else play it for them. And Frosk, I'm talking about Frosk. She didn't even play the game that she reviewed. It's like
we saw Frost live at the FNT meetup.
She was actually there.
It was Chrissy.
No.
Oh, Chrissy. Oh, okay. Yeah, of course.
She was in full Frost getup and did a hands like aerial cartwheel in the middle of the street. I was blown away. I was like, holy shit.
That's impressive, actually.
On my FNT meetup bingo card, I did not have aerial flipping Frost Chrissy. But that was
cool.
there.
Nice.
Adam, what were you saying?
I don't know. I got interrupted by a flipping Frosk.
Video game journalists
it was worth
understanding video games and playing their own games, have people play for them and then just kind of host the review in a way. And, I have a...
corporate media. Well, look at Melanie Mack, right? She used to work for not GameStop GameStop, but making the videos. And she GameStop actually, TV, GameStop TV. So she liked playing. She likes video games, right? She likes playing games, and these types of people that are like Camelot says, they just read a script some other person wrote, passionless. See, that's exactly it right there. These people that are writing about games, they don't give a shit about games. They don't have that passion that I have for games, that Mark has for games, or Craig has for, like, we all have our own style of games that we like. But the people that I watch that play video games, they have a passion for games, right? They have a passion for the game that they're playing. And that's why they have an audience, because they can sense that, like, authenticity. And I think that that's really the key word. People want authenticity, right? They don't want fake bullshit that's just like regurgitated, like Craig said. They just read each other's articles and be like, oh, I should change the words and we got to put our own version of this article out. Like, get it out quick, because it's just like, that's the thing. Everyone's talking about Tears of the Kingdom. Oh shit, can we write about Tears of the Kingdom? No, we're cut off. Well, why are we cut off? Oh, because you're shit, Kotaku. That's why. Sorry. What's up, Flawed? I see you in chat. How you doing, bud?
Hey, Flawed.
You're muted.
I am?
Sorry, I don't think.
Sorry.
I don't know if you guys recall this, but this is from MagFest MagFest this year. I think we talked. Maybe we talked about this. Maybe I did a video about this on the Craig Talks News channel before I focused on side scrollers. But there's an event called MagFest up in the Northeast, and they had it's a pretty big event. 30, 40, 50,000 people go to it over the course of the weekend. It's a major community event where people get together and all that fun stuff. Throughout the event, MagFest is kind of known for its kind of snarky attitude, and they had these essentially, I don't know, directions for different things posted throughout the event. And they received all sorts of heat for this post, and they actually had to remove it. They had a...
Oh, yeah, I remember this.
You remember this? Where they're like, you can go here, you can go here.
Boom!
And
that's awesome.
it was
404,
amazing.
not found.
It was
That's
amazing.
So good.
And it's
Kotaku
like-
got so pissed.
Yes, they got so pissed about
They were
it.
so mad.
It was so ridiculous. And it's like, I think this is just Kotaku getting their shit shoved in their face, being like, hey, you guys, this is you. Here it is right here. Just blah. And it's amazing, man. It was very much deserved. And like at this point, Kotaku is legacy media. They are legacy media in the gaming space, and they're fucking obsolete. And it's great to see companies like Nintendo be like, yeah, we remember when you guys shit on us, and that's fine. We don't need you because we have 10,000 other people who would beg at the opportunity to get this game early. We don't fucking need you, and it's great. Sorry.
Spiff just said, so Adam, all the people that think like you at these places have been ousted, along with the people who actually promoted a toxic workplace. I mean, it happened to Kara. You know, she's been on the show. Or Tara. No, Kara?
Carolyn, yeah.
Yeah, Kara, right. And, you know, now she's in a much better place working for a freaking a person who's really trying to start their own thing and not even worry about that. And it's like, maybe that's kind of what we need. Like these people that are working for others, doing and pushing stuff, messages and ideologies that they don't really want to support, maybe starting a whole new thing. It's not easy to do by any means. I'm not saying that it's an easy thing to do, but maybe we need kind of more of that, more people to band together, get together and actually start making more stuff, like better stuff, that focus on the gameplay, that focus on the actual story and the artwork, and actually care about the game itself instead of trying to send a message for modern audiences or inclusivity.
The message.
Yes, thank you. Yeah. Shout out to the drinker.
I think Knights nails it here. Says if Nintendo doesn't need E3, they don't need Kotaku. They shouldn't be surprised.
Correct.
100, man. 100. Nintendo could release their own review of Zelda. They could be like, it's the best game in the fucking
Nintendo
world.
reviews Zelda.
Right.
An
They would love
unbiased
it.
review.
I mean, they used to do that with Nintendo Power, back in the day for sure.
Yeah.
I
with some solutions to games necessarily being hidden in them. Like with, I think it was Castlevania 2.
Yeah.
Casablanca.
There's one secret where there's basically no way you'll ever figure it out unless you're red Nintendo Power.
Hey, speaking of Castlevania and Casablanca, this Friday at 1:00, this Friday at 1:00, pretty much immediately after the show, 1 p.m. Central Time, Blabs is going to be playing Castlevania 1 for the first time. And I will be her guide, and I'm going to go fucking insane watching her.
I was gonna say, I was
Are
waiting.
you sure? Are you 100% sure
okay?
you wouldn't rather start her with 3?
No.
No.
She's
Okay.
got to
go
at the
1.
beginning.
Okay.
Yes.
Alright.
That's 1 p.m.
Greg?
Central, 2 p.m. Eastern.
Am I gonna
No.
cry?
It's not impossible.
Have you seen her play
They-
any
you can-
game, Craig?
Have you ever
No?
played a Dark Souls
Okay.
game? Okay.
Listen,
It's like the sides before Dark Souls was a thing. Well, almost all games back in the day were that difficult. So
the reason I make the comparison to the Souls games is because it's easy to compare the type of skill that you need to develop to get through, especially an original like 1, 2, 3 Castlevania game, or 4, I mean, realistically. But really, the first 3 where you're really limited in what you can do. Although 3, you've got a couple characters, but in Castlevania 1, you've really only got your whip.
Don't
And
give her.
you
No,
have-
listen. No.
Don't-
Oh,
hey,
she's gonna
hey,
run on the
I
fly.
mean,
She's
bro.
gonna-
Okay,
no. She's going.
Alright,
She's
Let
going
this
in-
little baby
stop.
bird fly.
Stop. We're done.
Mark,
Was that-
this is happening. All right, and you can't stop it.
Yep. Extra Zero came in with a $4.99. Sorry, I missed this at the tail end of the piracy conversation. Says I can understand aversion to piracy on new titles, but when games are locked to a system and they close the digital shops for them, Gabe is right. Gaben is right, and I agree with that. When games are no longer available, I do think that piracy is okay. Like when games are, I don't like the idea of games just going away forever, and I like the idea of having the access to play games that have been shelved. There's games on the Wii, digital games that will never see the light of day again, that were made available at one time, and we're up to you got to find some guy in a Wii hard drive who has Contra Rebirth on his hard drive, so you can play that game. It's ridiculous, but. Eric came in at the 5. Thank you so much, Eric. Says they are failed journalists. It says college students landing a job and using it for activism. But thank you so much, Eric. And you're not wrong. You're not wrong. A lot of these folks, I think that's having spoken to a lot of people who want to be journalists in the video game industry, I would say 85% never took a journalism class ever. Never. And they're like, well, I just want to write about video games. Well, what's your background? Well, I wrote for my high school newspaper. It's like, awesome. So, but they're 100% right. So, anyways, we'll continue to follow Kotaku on all this. It's amazing.
No,
amazing
we won't.
stuff.
That's a lie. Don't lie to
You're
me.
right. You're right. We won't.
Well,
All right, we got time for let's do one more story before we head over to Patreon today.
Okay.
Which, by the way, if you guys are tuning in for the first time, do us a favor, hit the subscribe button. We'd really appreciate that, and the
Down
thumbs
below.
up button as we continue to go. Coming up this week, we have Boogie on Wednesday. It's going to be a big show. Looking forward to that. So make sure you guys are here for that.
Is that a pun?
Boogie,
Never mind.
Boogie on Wednesday.
You thinking
No,
like
never mind.
boogie
No,
nights?
it's,
That's
no,
the
it's
fun
cool.
or something?
Don't worry.
All right, Adam, I thought you'd be super interested in this one. Super
Tell
interested
me.
in this.
Do
story.
tell me.
All right, so a Skyrim, I'm going to read the headline for you. The Skyrim mod user uses Chat GPT and other AI tools to give NPCs a memory and endless things to say in the game.
Yeah, I saw this.
That's good stuff. That's good
Mark's
use of
loving this.
AI. No, AI from
mean-
modders is such a great thing. Like as AI technology is going to start being developed, people that make game mods, especially like custom campaigns, them being able to add like AI voice acting, which sounds like real people, is
No, it doesn't yet.
hyper beneficial. Like
I definitely agree with you, but it's not there
And-
yet. Like
oh,
if you watch
no,
the
that's-
video of this, it's
Oh.
so
sure.
terrible. But like
Yeah.
what they're actually saying
Mhm.
and what they're remembering and what they're doing is incredible. But as far as like application
Yeah, there's a lot
in
of
the mod
kinks.
right now, it's
Mhm.
very rudimentary and it's like it's not worth it at the moment.
Check in
But it's very-
2028.
Yeah. No,
22.
don't get me
Like-
wrong.
like that-
I
no, but
definitely
that's
agree.
what I mean by I see is exciting. I was like, oh, okay. That
Right.
means because here, like, just to clarify, because a lot of people, especially I've seen enough of Shadiversity on Twitter to know that once you start talking about AI as a positive, people tend to freak out. What I am not talking about is AAA game developers firing voice actors and deciding to do it all with AI.
Right.
The large scale productions, I'm still like, do it with real people because they'll always be better. What I'm talking about is a dude who's like, I want to make an entire campaign for Skyrim just in my basement on my own. And
Mhm.
I can
Right.
do all of it and I can write the script and this is going to be my project that I take 5 years on because it's 2028 and I'm making a Skyrim mod, like, or whatever he ends up making it on.
Well, one of the
And
cool
then
things
can
that
just
they could
fully voice act it and have it be, kind of there. And it might get popular enough that he can then raise the money to be like, yeah, well, let's do a re-record with actual
Mike,
voices.
didn't
and
you
then
play
boom,
Hogwarts
just created
Legacy?
jobs. Yeah.
Yeah, so you know how you could change the voice and make it almost like lower and raise the pitch?
Yeah, it's a
It was
pitch
so
fixer.
AI.
Honestly,
it was horrible.
What I'm doing right here.
like it's
It was
just a
awful though. It
slider.
pulled you right out of it because like when he or she was talking, it was very much like a robot. But then with
Mhm.
the spell casting, sounded like a normal person.
Yeah, I guess where you have to frame it up though is if you're playing a mod for a game or like an indie game with zero budget, and if you weren't hearing voice acting at all, you would only have text to read, which makes it so that some people that say want to play Skyrim and like the voice acting, or want to play Hogwarts Legacy and want it to sound roughly like their voice, having that option there and giving it so that people who make user generated content now have the resources to have it look that much more like a fully produced product, I think is pretty awesome. I don't think people should use it as a crutch though. I think game developers still hire voice actors. They're they're good workers. We know
I
Yeah,
still
I
think
agree.
the
I
live
agree with
actors
that.
are always going to be the best.
Let's go and take a look at how this actually sounds, because it is interesting to kind of hear what what Adam was saying. I don't know, Mark, if you've heard this or not, but let's go take a look at this.
So were you ever told campfire stories?
Skip. Oh, here we go.
Let me think. Yes, my family and I used to tell campfire stories during our hunting trips. We would share tales of great Nordic heroes and legendary creatures such as trolls and draugr. I remember once my father told us a story about a warrior who battled a powerful dragon and emerged victorious. It was a thrilling and inspirational tale that instilled courage in me and my siblings.
So you can tell that it's very AI.
Yeah.
It doesn't sound
This
like it.
this is actually the better example, because he goes into a shop later and he's like picking up a sword. He's like, "What do you think of this?" And then it's like, "Oh, that sword looks like it's made of iron," and it's like, it's kind of cool, but it's like, it's quick. I think Mark nailed it. In 2028, what this is going to be capable of is going to be incredible.
Yeah, 5 years. It's not.
gonna-
It
it's gonna
sounds
sound-
far away because we're getting to the future sounding year names. But
Well, we've listened to like the Joe Rogan AI. It sounds so good, and that's someone focusing on like making a Joe Rogan
And then,
AI
like,
voice.
Obama
You know?
and Trump playing Call of Duty. It sounds so good.
Right. Where
But,
this
Adam,
person's
did you
just
play that
using-
one, The Forgotten City? The Forgotten City, is that it? It was like a
No.
Skyrim mod that was turned into a full game. I think maybe Garrett was playing it. Well, I was
No,
like, I have a point to
never
make about that, but I'm going to get the real name. Keep going.
Well, let's go listen to this. This is what some of the NPCs know what items you pick up. Here's this example, and you notice every time that they address the NPC goes, "Let me think," and that's going through the chat GPT AI stuff. It's interesting.
What do you think of this?
Let me think. Let me take a closer look at that sword. It seems to be a well-crafted iron sword with a soul gem embedded in the hilt.
So it's
sold him
Right,
embedded in
Scary.
the-
right.
Yeah, that's
So-
cool. What the application of what this is going to be able to do, especially with games that have like branching paths of like you're being a good citizen versus like an evil citizen, and like people treat you differently, and then they can actually just program the AI to like alter the way that they react around you based on that. It's like, it's very cool. I see this being as one of the benefits of AI. Like, but I agree, Mark. It's like, you got to be careful when you do that. But with a game like Skyrim, when there's, I don't know, hundreds and hundreds of different NPCs that you come across, and then you hear the same voices over and over again, maybe they can actually add a bunch of AI voices to take over like all of that. And then with the main campaign, the people that you actually engage with every playthrough, they can actually be voiced by actual actors. Just saying.
So I
What's
just
this?
shared
What's this here?
I just shared a window in the chat. So this is a game called The Forgotten City. And the reason I think it's relevant to bring up is it was started as just a community mod for Skyrim, like a user-made campaign. And because I just saw someone in the chat that said, do you really think they'll ever spend the money to re-record it with voice, or will they just keep the AI? And this is one where they were making the game. It had a good concept. It had a good idea. So what happened is I think they ended up kickstarting it and generating some money to, instead of just making it a Skyrim mod, they made it a full-blown game of its own. So it absolutely does happen where just dudes start working on something in their spare time. It gets a little bit of hype behind it, and people believe in it. And then they say, okay, yeah, like let's put some money behind this. And then so if you just had AI voices as your like rough or like your 1.0 release, you could a year later make a big update, be like, yeah, we voice acted the main character in all the lead roles. You know, like I think that is absolutely the kind of thing we could see happening.
Yeah, I have heard of this actually.
Yeah, we'll get rid of
it.
this.
It did look pretty cool.
I think a Quarter Black Arab played it. He said it was great.
Nice.
So if I get I think the AI stuff is really interesting, and I think that's like this is like 0.001 version of what could potentially be down the line, but it's interesting to say the least. I want to circle back to the Kotaku conversation after I read this super chat, because I have used AI as we are doing this show. I have written a review as a Kotaku journalist for Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, which I would like to read to you guys today.
Okay.
But before I do,
Chat GPT.
Dermy Wormy came in with the 5, says Kotaku's only value is giving me context to laugh at on stream/videos. Only 40 away from 1K. Go get it, Dermy Wormy. Almost to that monetization. You can get there, baby. You can get there. That's awesome. All right. Are you ready?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I will read this. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to read this with, do I have my voice effects on? Do I sound echoey right now?
Nope.
No, I don't.
No.
Okay.
No.
Damn. Okay. That's okay.
That was sad.
I'll read this. The entire prompt here was write a parody review for Zelda Tears of the Kingdom as a journalist at Kotaku. Okay. And here it is right here. And I love how this starts. As a journalist at Kotaku, I had high hopes for Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. After all, the Zelda franchise has a storied history of excellence, and I expected nothing less from the latest entry. Unfortunately, what I got was a tear-jerking disappointment. Now, I don't know if these are spoilers or not, by the way. So this may be a spoiler review. I don't know.
Cover your ears.
Yeah. The game starts out promising enough with lush graphics and an engaging storyline, but it quickly becomes apparent that the developers have taken the, quote, tears part a little too seriously. Within a few hours of gameplay, I found myself sobbing uncontrollably as Link navigated a series of emotional traumas. And it only gets worse from there. At one point, Link's trusty steed, Epona, dies a tragic death, and I had to take a break from the game to collect myself. And don't even get me started on the scene where Zelda is diagnosed. I can't even believe I'm reading this. And don't even get me started where Zelda gets diagnosed with a life-threatening illness. It's clear that the developers were trying to create an emotional experience, but they went too far. I don't want to spend my precious gaming hours feeling like I'm trapped inside a Nicholas Sparks novel. Overall,
I don't know what that is.
Overall, I
think
can't.
It's like the Notebook guy, isn't it? Like the guy who writes all the sad romance novels for young adult women.
Let me go ahead and finish this up here. This is the final coup de grace here. Overall, I can't recommend Zelda Tears of the Kingdom to anyone who values their emotional stability. Stick to Breath of the Wild or Ocarina of Time if you want a Zelda experience that won't leave you reaching for Kleenex.
Well, I mean, that rings true with the old, I feel bad about reviewing a PS5 in this economy in Trump's America, where it's like, wait, what? You're reviewing a console, man. What are you talking about this stuff for?
I asked it to do one more review. Would you like to hear it?
Okay.
What's the title?
Write a parody review for Zelda Tears of the Kingdom as a social justice warrior journalist for Kotaku.
Oh my God.
This is gonna probably be more accurate to what they would say.
You know what? I think it says exactly the same thing.
It's just verbatim.
Here we go. As a social justice warrior journalist at Kotaku,
that's the only change.
I was excited to dive into Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, hoping the game would challenge the patriarchy and smash the heteronormative status quo. And boy, did it deliver. From the moment the game begins, it's clear that the developers have taken a feminist approach to the Zelda franchise. Link is now a genderqueer person of color fighting against the oppressive forces of the monarchy and the cisgender binary.
Well, I mean, it was the Zelda game that needed to be made, everybody.
But that's not all. The game also features a cast of diverse characters, including a non-binary fairy companion and a lesbian Gerudo warrior who fights alongside Link. And while the storyline may be emotional, it's also a powerful commentary on the injustices in our society. The tears shed by the kingdom inhabitants are a metaphor for the tears of marginalized communities, and the game forces players to confront the harsh realities of systematic oppression. In short, Zelda Tears of the Kingdom is a triumph of social justice and a must-play for anyone interested in progressive gaming. It's time to smash the patriarchy, one Hyrulean tear at a time.
A lot of buzzwords.
Wow.
I mean,
Let's
yeah, it was
go.
well done. Out of curiosity, though, maybe it's me not knowing something about Zelda lore, but is lesbian Gerudo redundant? Because aren't they like all women for the most part? And then there's like
It's a
Ganon
game
is the only-
journalist.
Oh,
So
okay.
they're keeping it accurate as far as them being clueless to
Oh,
lore.
okay, got it. Yeah.
Oh
Right?
my God.
I mean, I frequently, I will often call myself a games journalist because it is ultimately is kind of what I do. I make videos, but I'm kind of doing the same thing. And I'm also not particularly great at video games. And it's what I always try to tell people about the reason why I think watching my streams can actually be helpful, because I play games like a normal dude and then I figure them out and I beat them. I'm not like just instantly amazing and crushing everything at like S tier ranks on every step. I got to learn the games, and I think it's okay to die and fail and try again. Be Rocky, you know. Not my
Hey.
Chihuahua. I mean Balboa.
Hey, I wrote one more review.
Oh God.
Oh dear.
Did you do it just now?
Yeah, it's actually
Yeah.
being
See,
done.
that's what's kind of crazy about this stuff, guys. Like, it's not like this takes time. These happen instantaneously.
All right. In the interest of fairness, which you guys know I am, I also asked for ChatGPT to write a parody review of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom as a right-wing pundit journalist at Kotaku.
Oh, good.
Oh, good. And I love how all these start. As a right-wing pundit journalist at Kotaku, I was eager to see how the latest Zelda game would hold up against conservative values. Unfortunately, Zelda Tears of the Kingdom is a sad display of liberal propaganda. The game's main character, Link, has been transformed into a weak, gender-confused snowflake who spends more time crying than fighting. And don't get me started on the other characters. This game is filled with leftist propaganda, including a non-binary fairy companion and lesbian Gerudo warrior, which we have reoccurring themes between reviews.
They're all female. Aren't they already canonically lesbians? That's my point.
But what really got my blood boiling was the game's storyline. The tears shed by the kingdom's inhabitants are a clear attempt to play at our emotions and push a leftist agenda. And the game's ending is a slap in the face to conservative values, with Link and Zelda abandoning their duty to the monarchy in favor of the vague notion of social justice. In short, Zelda Tears of the Kingdom is a disgrace to the Zelda franchise and everything that it stands for. If you look for a game that upholds traditional values and doesn't try to indoctrinate you with leftist propaganda, look elsewhere.
Why is both of these just assuming that the game is going to be fully on the left? Like,
That's
I mean,
true.
I mean the leftist version, you know, the social justice warrior was like, it's amazing, it does everything wonderful, and not like, wouldn't the conservative right leaning side then spin it the same way? Or
I think
get it.
AI just, and guys, just preface, I love Link. I think he's a great hero. I've played as him I played as him in many a game. He does look a little like a femboy, though. So I think that's just the road the AI goes down, and assumes that the right wing will be pissed and the left wing will be maybe also pissed because it didn't go far enough. I don't know. Like, were they okay with it? I forget which one was which. The AI's confused me.
The AI confuses all.
Yeah, but I'm
Anyways.
still part human.
That's the future of, by the way, Kotaku, you're out of a job. I just wrote 3 reviews in the span of 60 seconds.
You didn't
Fired.
write those. You
Oh
didn't
yeah,
write
I
those.
know Ganon was
But I
Gerudo, but
prompted
wasn't
him to.
him being the male Gerudo kind of what made him special, right? I don't know. Like, am I getting that wrong?
Clearly.
The thing is,
The
Say
chat
that
was
not
upset
many
with
of them
you
are
for not
born? Yeah.
for not getting the lore right.
I mean, it's
They
my
were yelling at you.
responsibility as a gaming journalist to know the lore.
it's a good
Diana
point.
Francisco over on Rumble says, love you all. Have a blessed week. Spin the UFO. I will gladly spin that for you, Diana. Cheers.
Let's go. And while you do that, dude came in with a $5 super chat. Says, Gerudo, go out of their town in Breath of the Wild to find a man to have children with. The lucky bastards. Oh,
So they're
nice.
not lesbians.
They find him and they use him for.
I mean,
for what they
sure,
need to
yeah.
use.
Like I said, I didn't know the lore lock solid. I
Death
knew
by
that there
Snoo
were only. I was in the city in Breath of the Wild. Trust me, there's no dudes. I was looking for them hard.
Oh,
Okay.
You were looking for them hard?
dudes.
Phrasing.
Hard.
Love that.
Yeah, I
Phrasing.
just went with it. Can't
We
take it
are-
back now. It's on
We
the
are
internet
34
forever.
thumbs up. Speaking of Mark looking for dudes hard, we're 34 thumbs up away from 200. Can we get to 200 thumbs up? If you guys haven't yet over on YouTube, do us a favor, hit the thumbs up button and hit the
Oh,
subscribe
actually, I
button.
haven't.
Please do.
Wow, Mark.
I mean, yeah.
Also,
Do as
you
I-
guys,
do as
you
I
guys
do.
watching over on Rumble, hit the follow button and the thumbs up button as well. We really appreciate you guys popping in. I mentioned this at the start of the show. Last show, I missed a ton of Rumble rants. That is my fault. I'm sorry for that. But you guys who tuned in and you guys who are supporting over on Rumble, thank you guys very much. It is greatly appreciated over there. Rumble's been wonderful for us. So with all that said, I think it's about time to move over to Patreon, over at patreon.com/sidescrollers. So if you guys wouldn't mind, we're looking for one a day. I want one a day, one every stream in May. Can we start that today with with one new patron over at patreon.com/sidescrollers? One of you making the jump over. That would be outstanding. Blaz, what you got before we wrap up?
Well, first of all, we have 6 memes to look at by our lovely crew. But I will be on Twitch tonight playing like Red Dead. I don't know. I'm being forced
Red
to play
Dead
a game.
Redemption?
I don't
One or
know.
two?
Maybe it's Evil Dead. Hang on.
Oh.
Please
It's a big
follow
difference.
Left 4
Different game.
Dead too. There you go. Left
Oh,
4
Very
Dead.
different.
It's also very different than both of them.
Very
By the way,
There
I saw
I'll be
and
playing
liked Evil Dead Rise. Didn't love it, did like it.
Nice.
Please
By the way-
hold as I figure out what game I'm playing.
By the way, 2 likes away from 200. Let's get there. Let's take a look at these
One-
memes really
one
fast.
like.
One. Oh, let's keep going. Nice.
199.
We got that 199.
199 likes. Nobody like it anymore. Wait, no, like it. Come on.
All right, how today's side scroll is kicked off. It's gonna be May.
It's gonna be May.
We don't do that.
We
here.
don't do that.
But it is gonna be May.
It should have been switched around.
Don't put it on the screen if we we don't do that here. I see. I thought you were saying that to me when I sang. Sorry.
Extra zero
I didn't, see
came
the,
in.
I didn't see the bottom text.
Craig's deprecating makes me think of Chet of Weird Science. I don't know Weird Science. I don't know Chet from Weird Science.
I have no idea what that means.
Java.
It's like a
That's how I
discount Java.
Yeah, nice. Well, thank you very
Thanks.
much for your effort, Extra Zero. Greatly appreciate that. Here's Blaz playing Destiny 2.
All right on.
I can't verify.
I saw a
my
little bit
account.
of her gameplay, and it
My
was,
original main was a hunter, but eventually you'll just have all 3.
Here is Extra Zero says Craig having a random dance off in the middle of side scrollers.
Yeah, no, he's good, man.
Oh my gosh.
How things will get brighter.
Yeah.
That's great. What a fun scene.
Love it. Thank you very much, Extra Zero. Greatly appreciate you.
doing? It's dance off.
Dance off, bro.
Such a good
Hands
scene.
off, bro.
Gamora. Taking
Love
it
it.
back.
And then we have this one from Superman, No Green Rocks. Says, per
Hey.
Blad's request, 1950s side scrollers.
No Green Rocks, where'd you find the time for this?
It's amazing. This happened today. By the way, is this the 1950s? Is this what?
No.
Yeah.
This is far earlier. This is oh crap, I know the name of the movie. I'm not gonna get it.
We're gonna get.
I'm gonna
flagged
end
for
up getting it
copyright.
wrong, and then there's gonna be a clip of all my film student friends are gonna be like, "Ha, you messed it up."
There we go.
Playing the drums.
Oh, you're gonna loop me around here. That's nice. Look
That's
at
so
Adam's little voice over here singing. That's great.
Why does it sound like Al Bowie or something?
Al Bundy.
Superman, if he wasn't scared of Green Rocks. Very
Yeah,
nice.
that was
Very
awesome.
nice.
Amazing.
Good job, No Green Rocks. Good job. He makes
And,
memes for me for my shorts, my YouTube shorts, if you want to check those out.
An absolute stud. Absolute stud. And here's this last one
Agreed.
from Extra Zero. It says, Blabs can't catch a break today. You don't remember KB Toys? Shut up, Blabs.
Listen,
right.
I actually have a great KB Toy story to tell you.
We'll hear it next time. Anyway, thank you all very much. It's been. Shut up, Blabs. It was too good. I was just going with the flow. All right.
You can tell us during the post show, which is great.
Got it. An exclusive
patreon.com/Patreon.
Patreon show.
No, I'm gonna
Everyone-
cut her off
Patronus.
there too.
We
If
got
you
one more
haven't-
meme for you. Boom.
Oh, we got more. Okay, we got more. Hold on. Here we go. One last one from Fluffy Pro. Very nice. Let's get over here and check this one out. Oh, Labs is giggling. It must be good. Oh, perfect. Flawless. This is Fluffy Pro knows what's up. It's gonna be me. There we are.
Oh god.
No, don't put me on there. Oh my goodness.
Look how big Adam's head
Hey,
is.
we're on a
compared to
shelf.
the rest of
We're on a
us.
shelf at KB Toys.
I don't know. I feel like Trav's head and mine are equal
That's
size.
true. They are pretty big.
It's some
Hey, big
big ass
head kid.
heads.
I
Big
think
ass over there.
Blabs looked the best though, as far as like proportions. Yeah,
I agree.
that was great.
Hey, Sam wants to know if I'm going to react to top 10 boobies in gaming. Would be hilarious. That's
How
that's
about
a-
my fighting game streams? We see a lot of them while playing Dead or Alive and Soul Calibur.
Sam, I would love to go back and take a look at that. That'd be fun for sure. We did cross 200 likes. Thank you guys very much for tuning in. Adam, you got anything before we head out?
No, normally I plug everything, but nah, I'm lazy today.
Sounds good.
Tonight though, I am playing Destiny 2 with Flawed. He said he's going to join me, and he's got until next Monday to get good at the game, because he claims he's going to beat me in a one-on-one in Destiny Crucible, and I have a feeling he's going to get slaughtered.
And he's just learning now.
Yeah, dude, I don't know. So he says he's going to kick my ass.
Are you guys capping it, like saying, "Hey, like no exotic weapons or anything"? Like, 'cause otherwise beat him on weapons.
I'll rock gray weapons. I don't care. And
Okay, yeah, I think if you did that, then he might have a chance.
He can have whatever he wants.
But like a new player going up against a guy who's got like raid armor, like Iron Banner armor, like there's no chance.
Know,
Like,
I know it's true. I know it's cute. Really, I mean, it's cute.
Bless
but
him.
I'm gonna try to help him get situated in the game.
Well, and that's, if you
tonight.
nerf yourself,
I'm gonna
down to
nerf the
his
shit
same
out of
power
myself.
level, then yeah, no, then that's
Absolutely.
That's cool.
Yeah, he still stands no chance. But it's gonna be a lot of fun, and then of course Base F Monday is tonight, so check it out.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. You guys have me? Let's switch over my audio. You guys got me?
Yeah.
I hear you.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
I'm
you're good.
quite sure. Okay, cool.
Roger, Roger.
We are going to head over to Patreon now, which is greatly appreciated. So with all that said, I will be back tonight at 10 o'clock Central Time with my regular evening stream. I am still working on putting together the Star Wars fans versus Star Wars detractors little discussion, which I would love to do. I don't know if that's going to be a side scrollers thing or if that's going to be like an entirely separate show, but I don't know. Would you guys like to be a part of that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
No.
Adam's like, no.
Well, no. Not because I don't want to be. I think that there should be Craig in the middle moderating
I agree.
the two sides. So like having it be a side scroll, like you and me being on Blabs, it wouldn't really.
It's true.
I'm not a Star Wars lore guy. I enjoy original Star Wars, but and I don't like new Star Wars, but I don't want to be in that battle. No, I'm good.
I think I can argue pretty well for old Star Wars.
My job would just be to.
I don't know if I was being invited, but
No, you weren't. No, you weren't.
No, I didn't think I was. Like that's but I'm just saying, if you need a Star Wars guy, I do know a fair amount.
No, we know many. Yeah, we know.
I
many.
dropped the whole list.
I decided to skip Jedi Survivor though before I found out it was a technical trash fire, and that would be a reason I would skip a game. So yeah, dodged a bullet on Star Wars on that one because
yeah,
I didn't buy it either.
So I'm trying to get to the point to where when the music ends, the show ends. Right?
Oh, okay.
No. I'm just saying that.
So
in
all of
general.
us need to shut up.
Can
is what
I
I'm
just
hearing.
quickly tell you? I'll be playing Injustice: Gods Among Us with my arcade stick later today on my channel. If you want to check me out, it's Mark the Cyborg. That's
Go
it.
find Mark. Of course. Go find Mark. What a stud he is. With that said, guys, it's time to get the hell out of here. Twitch, we'll see you guys later. You guys first off the boat. See ya. Bye-bye.
Fatality.
Rumble, thank you guys very much for your support today. Appreciate it. Diana, always a pleasure seeing you over there. Thank you so much for your support as well. See ya. And of course, finally, YouTube, it's time to say goodbye to you guys. Thank you guys very much for your support, all your super chats, your gifted memberships. Let's get the hell out of here. See you. Bye-bye.
I was in mid cough. I couldn't do it.
Okay, we're still on